Class, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are watching from. So, we are going to discuss about the chemistry of the periodic table. We are going to discuss about the chemistry of the periodic table, and I think you know something concerning the periodic table. Yes, you know something concerning the periodic table. So this table in simple terms, so I'm going to give you an introduction of what this thing means. This table particularly sorts. Sorting is like grouping. It groups and sorts elements, chemical elements, in vertical columns. Vertical columns known as groups. In vertical columns known as groups. Then it also sorts elements in horizontal rows known as periods. So this is a kind of classification of chemical elements. So this periodic table is just a table So it's a table dealing with classification of chemical elements. Yes, this periodic table. So this classification occurs in two ways. It occurs in two ways. Yes. So this classification of chemical elements, it occurs in two ways. I've told you that we have horizontal rows. We have horizontal rows. Then you also have vertical columns. We have vertical columns. So horizontal rows are known as periods. Then vertical columns are known as groups. Yes. So we classify elements in periods and then also in periods which are horizontal, and then also groups which are vertically aligned. So this table was developed by a scientist, a Russian scientist, chemist, known as Dmitry Mendeleev. So we also commonly refer to this periodic table as Mendeleev's table. Yes, Mendeleev's periodic table. But when you advance in chemistry, you will particularly see how Mendeleev was in position to come up with the classification of those different chemical elements. So the requirement of this topic, the basic requirement of this topic, if you want to understand each and every concept under this topic, you need a periodic table. So as a requirement, make sure that you get a periodic table. So get a periodic table. So I'm going to stop here. In the next session, make sure that you have a periodic table with you. How are you going to get that periodic table? If you have data, go to Chrome or Google. You type periodic table. Yes. Go to Chrome, type periodic table. Now, after typing periodic table, then you press the search engine. The information which will be displayed, if you know that Google very well, at the top there, after putting in your search, at the top here, there is this thing they bring all. Then they also bring news. Then they also bring images. At the top of your at the top of the screen of your phone. Yes. So where you see images, after typing periodic table, then press where there is images. You see the images of the periodic table. So in the next session, make sure that you download that image, and at least you should be having a periodic table with you. So after downloading the periodic table, use it to first grasp these concepts. You will see those horizontal rows, they are known as periods. Then the vertical columns, they are known as groups. So kindly first work on that. Get a periodic table. We shall start from there. Get a periodic table. Yes. I've told you how to get it. Yes. So I'm going to stop at this point and we shall start from there.